What's up, Niner fans? My name is JT Magnum and welcome to Niner News. We're going to talk about 49ers draft needs again. This time we're going to talk about the linebacker position, and it's been highly publicized. Obviously, Patrick Willis and Chris Borland both retired from the 49ers this year, both having their reasons for retiring, and left the 49ers kind of thin at middle linebacker. We're going to talk about outside linebackers as well, but not so much. But first, let's get into the inside linebackers. The 49ers are returning Navarro Bowman, who obviously has been 2 years removed now from an ACL, a horrible ACL tear and MCL tear. And he'll be back, hopefully stronger than ever, hopefully, back, ready to play. I think he's going to have a quality season this year for the Niners, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play again. Michael Wilhoit obviously played great last year as a backup, or not a backup, but a starter last year when Patrick Willis, basically starting with Patrick Willis. Then when Patrick Willis went down, he was starting with Chris Borland. He's definitely a capable backup. I don't think he's going to be the starter forever, but I think he's definitely capable of playing that position and playing it well. Desmond Bishop also is another quality veteran for the 49ers that can play that position. There's a couple dark horses. Real quick, we also have Nick Bellore, but he's not going to play inside linebacker. He'll end up being special teams if he makes a team. And Nick Moody and Shane Scoff. These are the two guys that I think are the dark horses for the 49ers this year, who I think will definitely do well for the team. I can get into that another time, but we're going to talk about the draft needs. I really think the Niners need at least one middle linebacker more. I think they're fine at middle linebacker, but I think they need to draft at least one more. And these are the guys. I don't know if the Niners are going to wait or draft early on middle linebacker position. I don't know, dictating what they have and what they're going to do. But I really think they need one, especially with Navarro Bowman coming off this ACL. You never know how his knee's going to hold up, if he's going to be able to play a lot, and we're going to need depth at that position. So the guys I like, which is basically 6 of them, and I'll get into it. My number 6 guy is Jake Ryan. He's also my sleeper guy. I really like Jake Ryan a lot. He plays for Michigan. 6'2", 240 pounds. He ran a decent size, decent 40. But you gotta remember, middle linebacker position, you don't have to be, a 4'3", 4'4" blazer at the linebacker position. You got to have instincts, know how to tackle, know where to go, know where to hit your holes. Chris Borland proved that last year. He ran a 4.80, I believe, in the combine, and you saw him. He was making tackles all over the field. He was hitting the right holes. He just knew where to run, knew how to hit gaps to be able to stop runners, and he made the tackles. And those are the guys you want to look for, guys that know how to play, guys that make tackles, guys don't miss tackles, guys that do not miss tackles. So those are the kind of dudes that I like, and these are the kind of guys I'm talking about. My number 5 guy, who's also a guy that he's kind of like one of those guys that he's a football player, and he's another kind of build similar to Chris Borland, where he's 5'11", he's about 240 pounds. He also ran like a 4.78. He did have his pro day. He ended up having a hamstring injury, so he couldn't run on his pro day, so we didn't really get to see any more speed or anything. But Denzel Perryman out of the Hurricanes, out of the U, he's a guy that just makes tackles, makes plays. He just always did it in college. He always, made the necessary tackles. Didn't seem to, have any like down games or anything like that. And he's a guy I really like in the later rounds, maybe the second or the third round, give or take. I don't expect the 49ers to pick a guy in the first round, so some of the guys I will talk about that might not be there at that time. Benardrick McKinney out of Mississippi State. He's another guy. He has a great size. This guy's 6'4", about 250 pounds, and he also ran a 4.6 40 or 4.66 40. And great speed, great height. I love that. It's hard to throw over the top of guys like that. It's easy to cover bigger tight ends with a guy like that. And with his kind of speed, he can cover tight ends. And that's what Patrick Willis did. Navarro Bowman's not going to be probably covering as much. Michael Wilhoit probably assumed that responsibility because he was actually pretty good in coverage, give or take if Michael Wilhoit is even going to be the starter. But I like Benardrick McKinney just for that aspect alone. Another guy's who actually built his game around Patrick Willis. Patrick Willis is basically his idol. Is Eric Kendricks out of UCLA. He's a guy that probably is going to go in the first round, if not high second round. I really doubt he's going to make it. He's going to even make it to the second round. But he's got great size, ran a good 40, and he's an excellent tackler as well. but I'm not as high on him as everybody else. If I had my choice, I'd take probably McKinney over Kendricks, but I'm getting up higher because these are the guys that I think are going to go pretty fast. Stephan Anthony out of Clemson. This guy is 6'3", 240, 243. He ran a 4.56, just basically a freak athlete. He can run pretty much with any tight end, like I said. He can cover. Looks like he can hit gaps. I think his problem has been the tackling aspect, so we got to see how that goes, if he's improved on that. But we'll see how he is. I really like him a lot. I have him actually higher than some of the guys that are rated above him because I just liked his game and I liked his speed and I liked his size. And my number one middle linebacker, Paul Dawson from TCU. If you watch TCU football, these guys can play some serious defense other than the game they had against Baylor. But Paul Dawson just makes tackles. He's one of those guys, like I said, he knows how to hit the holes. He knows how to hit the gaps. He always makes tackles. He's not the fastest of guys. He ran like a 4.93 at the combine, and he was the one I believe that said speed. I'm not worried about my speed. When it comes to game time, I make plays, and that's what I do. I make tackles, and that's exactly what he does. He did run a better 40 at his pro day as 4.75. So like I said, speed doesn't really matter that much when it comes to middle linebackers, in my opinion. I mean, you're covering tight ends and you're covering running backs coming out of the backfield every now and then, but it's the instincts to make tackles. And when you have Marshawn Lynch in the division, you have some running backs that you got to play, and you need that guy to make tackles. These are the guys that, I believe can make the tackles and make the plays and hit the holes. And Paul Dawson's just been one of those guys that that's what he does. So those are my middle linebackers that I like. And we're going to talk briefly about the outside linebacker position. I don't think the 49ers need this, in my opinion. And I'm going to give you a guy that I think that they should probably pick up. It's not even a rookie. I think they should pick him up, and I'll tell you why at the end. And I don't want you to hate me for it, but that's what I do. But we have Aldon Smith. We have Aldon Smith, Aaron Lynch, Ahmad Brooks, Corey Lemonnier, Chase Thomas, and I think those guys are good. I think Aldon Smith obviously is a Pro Bowler. You have Aaron Lynch, who's a promising rookie last year that can get sacks. He can pressure the quarterback. He's great at doing it. I think he's going to end up starting opposite Aldon Smith. For some reason, they were in love with Ahmad Brooks, but I think Aaron Lynch and Aldon Smith are going to wreak havoc on the NFL this year. Ahmad Brooks is obviously capable of coming in and also doing damage. He could probably come in at middle linebacker and, have him, Bowman at middle linebacker, and Aldon Smith and Aaron Lynch on the outside rushing the passer while Ahmad Brooks, can blitz also as well. So there's going to be some interesting packages I think that can happen because Ahmad Brooks is capable of going both ways. And I think that, being able to sub out, Smith or Lynch if they get tired and bring in Ahmad Brooks, you don't really lose a step. Corey Lemonnier is quite a capable backup and also a good special teams player, so I really like him. And this is the guy I'm talking about. Actually, let me talk about the draft prospects. I only have two of them because I really don't think the Niners need to draft an outside linebacker. But if they did, the one guy I did like was Bud Dupree, but he's probably going to go in the first round, so I don't see the Niners drafting him. But if they did want to draft an outside linebacker, he's probably the guy to get. 6'4", 270, ran a 4.56. He's just a freak of an athlete. Just ridiculous freak athlete and probably one of the better draft picks. So if they did go that way, I can see them drafting him and putting him on the defense or putting him on an outside linebacker, let him just, basically go after the quarterback. But like I said, I think the Niners are fine at outside linebacker. I don't think they need one. So I don't think Bud Dupree is on their radar, but you never know. My other guy is Quan Alexander out of LSU. The Niners have shown a lot of interest in him. I think they like him. I'm not sure if they like him for safety because of his size. He's like 6'1", 227. He also ran a 4.55. I don't know if they want to put him at safety or if they want to beef him up and put him at outside linebacker, given his obviously skill set and his speed. So we'll see where they go with that, but I really think that they liked Quan Alexander a lot, and we'll see what happens. But here's the dark horse. This has nothing to do with the draft, but I think this is a great signing for the 49ers if they decide to do so, which is probably not going to happen, and a lot of people are going to give me, some crap for it, but why not Michael Sam? San Francisco, obviously, and don't get me wrong for saying this or anything like that. 'Cause I don't mean anything by anything what I'm saying. I have no hatred for the gay community or anything like that. I'm not that type of person. But San Francisco is one of the most highly gay populated cities in all of the world, I believe. I think they're probably one of the most gay populated cities. Why not bring Michael Sam on to a city like that? Obviously, let him come to the locker room. Let him do his thing. I mean, he in the preseason for the Rams, he was getting sacks. Here's a guy that you can put as a backup, pass rusher or situational pass rusher. He can come in and get to the quarterback. I mean, there's some guys on the draft that are okay, but Michael Sam has proven this guy can get to the quarterback. That's what he does. He makes pressure. He pressures quarterbacks, and that's what he does. It doesn't necessarily mean, just because he's gay, bring him, but I'm just saying he was a guy that, happens to be gay, and San Francisco, like I said, is one of the most highly populated gay cities. Why not bring him aboard and see what he can do, or try him out at least? Because you need some linebackers, you need some pass rushers, so bring him in, see what he does. That's just a thought, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I want to see what you guys think about the linebacker positions. Let me know if you guys have some different linebackers that you looked at. I like a lot of the comments when I read them and see some of the players that you guys pick, and I look them up and see what they do, how they are, how they look, and look at their highlights and stuff. So, like I said, let me know any guys that you're thinking about that you think the Niners might draft for the linebacker position. And yeah, that's it. So for JT Magnum and Niner News, I'm out. Peace.